Hi guys. Let's see. So hi guys, welcome to a live stream. If this is your first time that you've ever joined me, then the way that it works is you can call in through Skype, or you can ask a question through Skype. And my Skype address is lisacairns12. Just be aware that when you call in, the talks are recorded and are seen by thousands of people. So you just have to be aware that it's not private, so maybe not everything you want to express can be expressed. I do the talks every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 p.m. French time, but always check my website as there's times when I can't do it. If you would like to join me for an event, I'm holding a retreat in Spain again for Easter 2017, and that's on my website. It's one of my favorite venues that I go to. I just love the place, so I keep going back twice a year. So that's Easter. So I think that is, let me have a look at the dates. Oops. Oh, I don't have internet on here. Oh yes, I do. So, well, let me have a look again. I'm in the middle of moving houses, so it's a bit chaotic trying to do the streams. Thanks. It's wow, this is really not compatible for the phone. It's the 28th of March to the 4th of April. So that's the 28th of March 2018 to the 4th of April. And if you want to sponsor someone, we had great success with sponsoring last year. We managed to sponsor 1.5 or 1.25 people, which is great. And sponsorship means that you can offer as much or as little money as you like, and it goes towards one of the participants that cannot afford it. So that's for Easter. which is a lovely time to be in Cannes, in Cannes. What else? Oh yeah, and if you want to be informed when I go live, then the way you do that is by subscribing to my YouTube channel. And YouTube changed, I think, last year at some point. Whereas if you want to get notifications by me, next to the subscription button there is a little bell, and you have to click on that bell and put send notifications, and then that will tell you every time I go live or I upload a video. And it will be in your news feed as well, YouTube. Hi Sue, hi Billy, hi Deanna, hi Isabel. Oh, Isabel says that I said Easter 2017, I meant 2018. Thanks Isabel. Hi Richard, hi Caesar, hi, another name that's Russian. Hi Matisse. Hi, Lewis. Oh yeah, and I just see some people writing me messages on Skype sounding a little upset that I don't answer their question. So just be aware that I get so many questions and I can't reply to them all. And also when I'm not online as well, people send me as questions as well, and it's absolutely not personal if I don't answer it. It's just impossible. Or maybe it's possible, but I would have to not do anything else. Full-time question answer. Hi, Dominique. So I like to be quiet at the beginning of my sessions because I really like just sitting, and I think that more than likely that's something that's going to have to manifest as you go through the pathless path, is beginning to get comfortable with nothing happening, with just being by yourself. We're so used to, in our society, always having something happening. So just sitting is super beautiful. Most people think that the answer comes in a mental sort of form, that what you're looking for is a piece of information or an activity. But actually the answer is your most intimate sense of being. It's what's always been there. It's the most closest sense of being. It's always present. It doesn't belong to someone. And you can think and you can think and you can think, and it's like going round on a roundabout. You believe that one day you're going to get to the end of the roundabout, but you'll just keep going round and round in that circle. What is it that that thinking appears in? What's always present, what never leaves? The thinking comes and goes, the ideas come and go, the questions come and go, the people come and go, the situations come and go. But what doesn't come and go? This is home. This is what you look for. So, whatever you're feeling is what's happening. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, rather than trying to get the answer out there and trying to fix it, just have an examination of what's happening. That you feel discomfort, that you feel like there's something missing, and that you believe that you're going to fulfill that. One day you're going to get to something that will fulfill it, but nothing will fulfill that longing. It's where the longing comes from, The home is where everything comes from. So where is that feeling and that longing appearing from? So you look, so the longing says you've got to do this or you've got to do that. So you look in time for the next thing, the next object, the next situation. But where in this moment does that longing appear from? Whose longing is it? Whose longing? Right now. Who created that longing? When it begins to be seen that there is nobody that's having an experience, nobody to arrive somewhere, then there's a relaxing back into what's actually happening. And that's home. And this isn't about coming to a new concept or something. Sometimes I try not to see comments made by people about non-duality. If comments have come on Facebook, or sometimes there's really beautiful comments that aren't about non-duality, it's just about what people feel. But when people are commenting about non-duality, it always, not always, but gives me the shivers, because often what people are trying to use non-duality for is a new outfit to wear, a new identity. So I hear people arguing, or I see people arguing on Facebook about what non-duality is right or what non-duality is wrong, or yes, but there is nobody, why are you saying that? Because there is nobody. Or then somebody's saying, why are you saying that? Because there is somebody. Oh. And that's got nothing to do with anything. That's just thoughts and emotions appearing. And it's this still presence in which they appear in, that's the freedom. It doesn't matter whether you argue this way or that way, whether you get angry about the argument or not get angry about the argument. Even presenting what I'm just saying now as an argument still doesn't matter. The freedom is in the instant, not in anything that's said, not in anything you say or anyone else says. It's in this instant, in what's happening, in the looking, in the hearing, in the feeling, in the touching. This is the freedom. The person, but I want something. I want something to tell my friends about. I want something to convince my annoying partner of. I want something to win the argument. It doesn't matter. But your essence is love. In the manifest, what you think and feel about it is what you think and feel about it, and is something that's subject to change. Everything in the manifest is subject to change and not truth. Bump, 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 bump. As I'm getting older, I'm becoming less and less wanting to talk about non-duality in the person to person. I love teaching it and I love speaking about it, but talking about it on a personal level with people, when I mean that in my day-to-day life, the instinct here, or the feeling here, is you have to be human, like not living through there is nobody, so why are you getting angry? It's totally and utterly being human and vulnerable to that humanness in the day-to-day life. But then in the instant, which is always present, there is nobody. So in this instant, in everything that happens, there is nobody. In the day-to-day living with humans, you are the personality structure. Or you pretend as if you're the personality structure, whatever way you like to put it. But in no way does non-duality need to be brought up at all with other humans. Most people are using non-duality to control another when they're bringing it up in day-to-day life, or to push another away, to have power, to what they call help another. But it's often about avoiding. Day-to-day life is about the washing up, about the mundane, which is magical. It's not about trying to escape a feeling through any non-duality concept. It's fully embracing that feeling. On the human level, the more you understand yourself, the more easier it gets in relationship with people. The more you understand what the person wants, what it's doing, its conditioning, then that becomes easier. But the freedom isn't in anything human. The freedom is in this instant, that there's nobody experiencing this. There's nobody looking out of these eyes. The looking is this endless presence that's a total and utter mystery. It's a mystery who's looking. It's a mystery who's hearing. It's not the personality structure that hears or sees or thinks or acts. It all comes from this absolute mystery, but yet that mystery is looking through that personality structure. Just like a film, when the light shines through a picture and these pictures move rapidly and it gives the appearance of a film and a reality. That light is like the light of consciousness shining through these bodies, watching everything, and then the whole Lisa reality is projected. Everything is seen within the Lisa rules, and in the other bodies within those rules. It's like the Lisa hologram. Like Lisa sees the wood in a particular way, she experiences humans in a particular way, and then the next body experiences the world in that particular way. Okay, we take some questions. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Caesar. I'm trying one last time. You're a little bit pushy, Caesar. I'm not sure. I'm sure you're not being rude and it's just a language thing. But in English, like in England, that would come across as a little rude. Like, I'm trying one last time. And then, so what are you waiting for more specifically? Meaning, I think, what am I waiting for to answer his question? I find that a little rude. There's no need for rudeness. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because it's written you meant something else, and maybe it's your culture and that's really not rude in your culture. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But in my culture it's a little rude. Hi Lisa, nice to see you. Maybe you didn't get my message, do you? So I send it again. My name is Philip. I've been following you for some time now. Last Sunday you asked myself, who is the one who is experiencing the person who is seeking its true place? So I looked and could clearly see that the person is simply being experienced by no one. Now I feel still and not at ease and being nothing, and I can see that the body and the mind are moving spontaneously out of control. I'm doing fine, but there's still a longing to move towards enlightenment, and I don't know what I could do more than just letting go of everything forever. Could you please tell me if there's anything else to do? Thank you for your answer. So my recommendation, if there's something that you want to do, then just examine the seeking when it comes up. So listen to Nonduality, and then when the seeking comes up, so when you feel uncomfortable and you feel like there's something else you want, that this isn't enough, then examine what's going on. Examine what you're seeking for. Ask yourself, what am I looking for right now? What do I want right now? And identify it, and you'll see that your body-mind has patterns and ways of being, and it repeats certain patterns again and again and again. So it repeats what it's seeking for again. So it might feel anxiety because it's by itself, or because it feels like it needs to complete this job or do this or do that, and just examine that. And see, is it true? So there's a feeling arising, and will it actually be complete by something that happens in the future? Or is it just that feeling's there giving the appearance that it's something incomplete, but underneath that there is completion? Thanks, Caesar, for your question. Hi, Carlos. Hello, Lisa. The Advaita say that there is no cause and consequence, that every moment is unique and without continuity, but continuity. Sounds odd, but in this world of forms I do something and it has consequences. I throw a paper to the floor and it falls unfailing. I try to understand this concept better. Well, it's odd. It's not odd, but it'd be like I'm answering for other people, like about what other people say. So I can only say what I say, and I say that there is the appearance of cause and effect. Ultimately, absolutely, there is no cause and effect. There's only what's happening, which is free of cause and effect. But the dream appears as if there's cause and effect. So if I spilt this tea all over my computer, then my computer would stop working. So there's an appearance of cause and effect. But what's the issue? Like, I think that all these questions always come from some sort of seeking issue. Like there's something in you that it triggers that's uncomfortable, you know, like maybe there's somebody that's done something to you which you're not okay with, and you're trying to pacify it by this concept, and it's not really sticking. Like, what's the issue with the concept? Normally our issues and our acceptance of concept are just based on our emotions and our particular way of seeing the world. So you accept something or reject something not because of its truth and worth in the world, but because it fits in with your current up-to-date conditioning and up-to-date genetics. So your way of thinking. So what is it in you that's having resistance against that concept? Because you don't need to accept concepts, because there is no concept to accept. Non-duality isn't a concept. So it's just that we use new concepts, or we talk about things in order to dislodge old concepts. So what is it in you that doesn't want to let go of something? What concept is it that you don't want to let go of? Is it that you're afraid that there is no cause and effect, or I don't know. I've given you lots of suggestions, so you can write back and answer, or you can call in Carlos and we can speak more. Hi Billy. Oh, I would like, Alisa, can we talk again? I would like to. Oh. I would like to call in English kind to losing voice. Or maybe you can write something then, Billy. Hi Lisa. My experience, hi Martin, my experience has been getting it and forgetting it for about 6 months now. It's like I'm afraid of awakening or something like that. Any thoughts? I tend to fall asleep when I'm not taking care of myself properly. Just ride with it. Don't worry about it. Stop trying to end the process of awakening and not awakening, and just let it be there for as long as it needs to be there. Hi Bia. Nice to see you. Hi Dominic. Hi Lisa. I asked you some weeks ago about the difference between dreams and real life. You told me that there are no differences, and since then I'm more and more fascinated about dream, and very often this life feels to me just like a dream. I often feel that the only real thing is the experiencer and the fact that this is. I realize the experiencer is the dream, and in waking state is the same. It's so beautiful. I had a lot of lucid dreams lately. I realized that it was a dream and that nothing in there matters. I assume that this is comparable to awakening in the waking state. And if so, I wonder if you always have lucid dreams, or am I wrong? Can you talk a little about this topic? Thank you. No, I don't have lucid dreams. I think there is a similarity between awakening and lucid dreaming. But in your dream at night, tends to be when you lucid dream, you can break the rules of that dream, whereas from my experience you can't really break the rules of this dream that much. But I'm always open to the idea that we can break the rules of the dream. But the great thing about having lucid dreaming is it allows you to see that or to see more clearly that you can believe something's really real, and then you can see that it's not really real, and it's like that here. So that you can believe that you're that character and just that character, and then there can be this waking up where it's seeing that you're the experiencer of that character, not the actual character, and that who you are never dies and never comes and goes. Whereas when you're just identified with the character, you believe that you die and are born with that character. So that's the amazing thing about lucid dreaming. So who now in this, right now, who's listening to my voice? Who's looking at me? Who? Who hears this? The mind says me, I hear it, I look at Lisa, but who is that? This is the freedom. Hi, Matisse. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Richard from California, Oregon. Here, Lisa. Oh, nice. Welcome, Richard. Hi, Deanna. Sue, hi, good evening from Porthcawl, Wales. My favourite topic, no questions. Just here. Hi, Whitney. Billy. I would like to ask you something on your experience of higher awareness and the letting go of the identity and attachment of Lisa. I don't know what you mean by higher awareness. I don't think that's the way I would call it, so you have to define what you mean by higher awareness. Hi Lisa, it's your Russian friend Dima. Hi Dima. I need to ask you a question as a continuation of my previous question at Skype conversation on the last stream. Can I call you? I won't force you to speak that much. Yes, you can call, Dima. I can put you here. Ooh, I'm cold. Hey, Dima. Hello. Hang on a sec, I just have to... Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just let me turn you off a bit.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me, Lisa?
Yes, I can hear you. Whoop.
I hear you bad. Say something, please.
Hello. Hello, Dima.
Okay, I can hear you. It's
Yeah.
nice. And it's nice to hear you again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't see you.
Oh, yeah?
I don't see you, but it doesn't matter.
Hey, I don't know why you don't see me. There you go.
Oh, yes, I can see you.
Yeah.
As you remember, last time I was asking you your question about constant waiting of hypno session that will set me free.
Yeah.
And my constant expectations more general things, it's good, but it seems to me that I asked you a question not concrete, and my question is about I want you to destroy my idea about event that will set me free in future. It's about reason and consequence. I don't know how it will be in English. Reason, consequence, communication, or reason, consequence, connection. You speak about it many times on your stream.
I speak about what? Sorry, just say that again.
For example, you said that liberation happens is not because of concrete event. For example, because of massage or meditation, or communication with a spiritual teacher. And you...
what did I say? I said that will not lead to awakening.
Yes, that you said that it don't lead to awakening.
I think you don't understand what I mean by that.
Maybe, and I really don't understand about this reason and consequence connection.
Because it's not that I'm saying that an event won't lead you to an awakening. I'm saying there is no you to awaken, which is two different things. I'm not implying that you shouldn't do things. I'm just questioning the validity of you, of who you are.
You said about unpersonal. It's all unpersonal movement. Yes, I understand. I feel a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it's hard doing it in different language. You're doing a good job.
It's sometimes I forget simple words and phrases.
Yeah.
Simple and obvious words and phrases. But I understand you perfectly. Yeah, it's okay.
So let's get to the juicy stuff. What do you feel right now?
Right now, I feel nervous, but it's not a problem. It's familiar to me. It's not a problem. It's okay.
But what about that question? Like, why are you asking that question? What feeling is appearing in your body for that question to be asked? Because you don't actually care about the answer, although maybe you'll say you do. What you care about is feeling good. And at the moment, there's some part of you that doesn't feel good, so you're attempting to balance that out and to find harmony and to feel good. So before we examine the question, let's examine what you're trying to get away from. What feeling are you trying to avoid by answering the question?
I'm trying to avoid feeling of desperation.
So all you need to do is sit with the desperation rather than try to fix it. That's it. You don't need me to answer you anything. It's really that simple. You just need to welcome it in. Just open the door and be like, okay, I feel desperate. That's what I'm feeling.
My desperation...
But your mind is like, nah, Lisa, you're going to answer me something. You're going to get rid of it for me. Get rid of it.
Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah. You want me to get rid of your desperation, but I can't. I'm not a magician. Although maybe I am. Maybe if you look at my eyes long enough, it will disappear.
I'd like you to say to tell you about the idea, because of this idea, this desperation arises.
Well, but what's wrong with just staying with the desperation? Why are you trying to get rid of the desperation?
There is no wrong about desperation, but I have impulse to call you, and it's really okay about desperation. Sometimes it's hard to be, but part of me knows that I'm a presence. I'm presence itself, and this desperation is not about me. It's about body-mind mechanism. But I'm free. I know it. Yes, I realize it. But sometimes it's not easy. I want you to destroy my idea about a future event can set me free. This hypnosation, constant stream of thinking in my head about I should chase these hypnosations. These hypnosations helps many people to liberate, and I have to get this help too.
Okay, so what feeling is it you're trying to avoid by getting the hypnosessions?
Many different feelings. Many. It's there are a lot of different feelings. There are a lot of children negative experience. Many feelings. For example, desperation, anger, anxiety.
Yeah. So I would just give them some space, just welcome them in. Just allow them to be there. And just notice that when they're there, your mind is obsessively thinking about the hypno sessions.
Yeah.
And going crazy. And just let the mind go crazy. And see that it's not true, but just let it do that. And just put your attention into the feelings. And let the feelings be there. And if they get too intense, then you could do some form of emotional release on them, like speaking it out or shouting it out, or going back to past events. Do you know how to do an emotional release?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your last sentence.
Do you know how to emotionally release feelings?
I don't have to want to release feelings. Yes?
No, I just asked. I said the best option is to just stay with the feelings and let them be there. So just allow the feelings to come up and see that they're not true. But if you're getting really stuck, then you can do an emotional release. And I asked if you knew how to emotionally release feelings.
Okay, I understand. I've been practicing meditation for 1 year.
Yeah.
I've been in presence with my feelings, in presence with my emotions, and I've been watching them.
Yeah.
1 year ago, I had this ability to watch emotions, to watch thoughts, to be in presence, but now I've lost this ability to watch, and don't not to stuck in feelings and thoughts.
Yeah.
Completely lost this ability.
I would look up some emotional release work then.
Emotional release work.
Yeah, I can give you a basic outline of how to do it, but you could look it up on the therapy on the internet. There's lots of different therapies of how to emotionally release, because what happens when you begin to stop running away from your feelings, so when this is heard and there begins to be an allowance of what is, rather than just running to the next pleasure or running to the next experience, and the feelings are allowed to be there, then sometimes they can get stuck and they can be really uncomfortable, and sometimes rather than just sitting with them, you need to release them. The way I used to release the emotion was I used to speak it out. So say I was circling around about doing hypnotherapy, and the hypnotherapy would save me, I would start going backwards on it. So I'll give you an example of how I would do it. I would start on the top level. I'm just going to give an example. So the thought is going round saying, I need hypnotherapy. I'm never going to be saved if I don't do hypnotherapy. And then I would take it down further than that. So I'd go into the feeling, and I'd take it below that. I would say then, I'm just giving an example. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of the example.
Okay.
So you start off on the top layer. I can't do it with that actually, because I don't know the reasons why you're doing hypnotherapy. So I'm going to do it with a different subject, but this is an example of it. So I'm going to go for something to do with the boyfriend and girlfriend, because the hypnotherapy one is complicated and I don't know the reasons.
It's like Chinese medicine. It's like
yeah, but that's not the point. That's not the point. It's not that I don't know what it is. It's that I don't know how to do an emotional release on that. So I'm just gonna, because I could help somebody through it, but I don't know now how to. My imagination isn't working that great, and I can't imagine it. So I'm just going to use a simple one of a boyfriend-girlfriend issue. Okay. So this is how you can emotionally release, or how I used to emotionally release. So you start up on the top level. So say your partner's annoyed you. So your partner has not done something he said he was going to. So he's not cleaned the house, and he said he was going to, and he's done that now 10 times, where he says he's going to do something and he doesn't, and it really irritates you. It really annoys you. You feel like he's let you down. You feel like it happens all the time in relationships. So you start off with the top layer. He's not done the cleaning. How dare he not do the cleaning? Who does he think it is? Then you stop and you take it down and you go, he's not done the cleaning. It makes me feel angry that he hasn't done the cleaning. I feel so angry that he hasn't done the cleaning. So then you go to the feeling of anger. So say you feel it in your heart area. I feel angry with him that he hasn't done the cleaning because it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel it makes me feel bad and not good enough that he hasn't done it. I'm angry with him that he's not done it because it makes me feel bad. I feel bad because he's not done the cleaning. When he doesn't do the cleaning, it makes me feel vulnerable and unloved. I feel vulnerable and unloved by him not doing the cleaning. I am not enough for him to do the cleaning. I am never enough for anyone to do the cleaning. I've never been enough for anyone to do anything for me. Nobody's ever going to do anything for me. Nobody loves me and nobody will do anything for me. And you keep taking it down and down further and claiming the emotion and the feeling until you get to the core of it. And at the core, it's normally around fear or feeling unloved. So you keep going down. So do you want to try this with the hypnotherapy? Do you understand how to do the emotional release?
Yeah, I understand because.
Okay, so let's start then. No, let's start on the emotional release then. So, what's the surface thought about it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to express my emotions.
Okay, and now go lower than that. Why are you not allowed to express your emotions?
My mother will cry on me.
And how does that make you feel if your mother will cry on you?
I will feel fear and angry on my mother, on my mom.
Yep. And what's wrong with feeling fear and anger?
I know that nothing is wrong.
But just carry on with the emotional release, like carry on going deeper. So why can you not feel fear and anger?
It's death.
It's death to feel fear and anger. So just feel that feeling. So where do you feel that in your body right now? Where do you feel that feeling of death?
Where I feel this feeling
Yeah.
of death?
Yeah.
In my stomach.
Yeah? Whereabouts in your stomach? Your lower or upper stomach?
What's lower in my stomach?
Whereabouts in your stomach? Below your navel or above your navel?
Navel.
The hole in your hole in your belly. Below the hole in your belly or above it?
Above my. On my belly. In the area of liver.
In the area of liver, okay. So now I want you to, we're going to finish this conversation soon, and I want you to put all your attention into that area and feel that feeling to its most. Just welcome that feeling in, that feeling of death. And what is so wrong with death to you? What's your mind associate with death?
I'm sorry, repeat it please, the last sentence.
What to you is death? What's so bad about death to you? What's your mind associate with death?
Boundless space. There is nothing. Infinity.
Yeah.
Black infinity, where there is nothing.
So I want you to sit with that feeling and just allow it to be there. And every time you go into the hypnosis thoughts, I want you to go down to that feeling, because that feeling sparks the seeking on the surface level, and it's not true. And you have to be like a Buddha and totally allow the devil in your mind. That's nothing to be afraid of. What we're talking about is boundlessness. There's nothing there to be afraid of. Death isn't something to be afraid of. It's just what your mind associates with it, has put associations there, so it's afraid of that. And therefore you seek to try to get away from that, but just allow it to be there. Allow that feeling to be there, welcome it in, and just sit for the next couple of weeks with it every day for half an hour, allowing that feeling in. And it will begin to transform. But just allow it in openly, with an open heart. I know this isn't what you want. What you want is for me to look you in the eyes and just go, bing, it's gone. But unfortunately it doesn't work like that. You've just got to allow it and keep allowing it.
It seems to me that my meditation practice was consisting of such practice as you I was lying on my back, concentrate attention in liver area. I know about this fear, and my meditation practice was consisting of concentration on liver area. But the problem is about my non-ability to concentrate, non-ability to be open to allow. I always stuck in thoughts.
Yeah, just keep moving it down. So the thoughts come up, and then just move the attention back down to the feeling, and don't judge yourself. If it's just because it's a big issue for you, it's because something that's really triggering something, really triggering a scary feeling to you, so your thoughts are going wild. So just allow the thoughts to go wild, and then you take it back down to the feelings, and the thoughts drag you back up again. It just takes time, these things, to work their way out, to iron it out. It sounds like it's a good thing that's happened because it's bringing up deeper and deeper feelings in you. Like, don't be disheartened by it.
Okay. It's like yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, it's
try,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forget my first question.
Yeah. Thanks. So, well, nice to speak with you again, and just let it play out, and remember to well, I don't know what you're doing in the rest of your life, but remember to not to do it all the time, just to do it for half an hour or an hour every day, and set aside that time, and then the rest of the time, get on with the rest of your life, and then you also listen to non-duality. Like, don't try and sit in it all day, just an hour or so.
I've been listening a lot of satsang, seminars, conversations with Eckhart Tolle, with you, and many masters. My head is full of non-duality.
Yeah. I get the sense there's more that we need to talk about, but maybe it's not appropriate to do it in this talk. Like, I get the sense that there's something else going on in your life as to what you're avoiding. Like, we could go a lot deeper in that, but it's not appropriate now. It's maybe.
My last questions. These hypno sessions and other sessions with massagist, with Chinese medicine, is not leading to liberation, enlightenment, and so on. It's not helping to. I'm waiting for this session because I believe that this session helps me to set free. But these sessions will not set me free, isn't it?
This is irrelevant. Just go back and listen to what we talked about, and stick with the feeling. It's irrelevant. This is just mind noise.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Much.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Goodbye.
Hi Lisa, what do you think about self-development as a whole? Is it unnecessary and ultimately an illusion. I think that self-development can be good for the person. I think that our society isn't producing very balanced body-mind mechanisms, so I think that self-development can help balance the body-mind mechanism. And I think when the body-mind mechanism is more balanced, then there's less clouds that that block the non-duality message. But they are two different things, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think a lot of people could use therapy and self-development and looking at life in a more healthy and balanced way. Thanks, Glenn. Hi, Lay. Hey, sweetheart, I just hear you online. This guy, the emotional releaser, this guy is just an energy sucker. He doesn't want or can't hear your message. He's in another place. Is this your new house? No, this is the middle house. I have internet in neither of my houses at the moment, so I'm using somebody else's house. I'm just moving between the two. Sorry, I just had food. If you replied when I was away. Oh, what did you ask? I would like to ask you something about your experience of... I didn't really know what you meant. It wasn't really enough higher awareness. I don't really use that word, higher awareness. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Lisa. You explained that very nice. I love it. Hello? Hello?
Hi, yes.
Hey.
Lisa?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Hi. All right.
Who am I speaking with?
This is Eric.
Hi, Eric.
California.
Hey.
Hi. Can't believe I got on. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was going to end the session soon, and then you called, and I thought, okay, one more. So you just slipped in.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. I guess my question would be: recently, I took a hallucinogenic drug, I would call it, and I guess all of a sudden all this started making sense, and I started rereading things that I've read before. All of a sudden, there's a new light shed on it. And I remember I saw a video of yours, and you said that in the beginning you were like going back and forth. And I guess that's where I'm in right now. I can see myself slipping back into this whole dream and being more involved in it, and seeing the ego acting up again. And
Yeah.
I don't want to do drugs again. But I feel like it's kind of almost I'm forgetting what I've learned.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see how you coped with going back and forth, and how did it finally, you said you went 100%, and just wanted your opinion.
I think it's seeing repetitively again and again and again that nothing that happens in the human world is it. So that person that thinks it had a realization on drugs, and that person that thinks about it, and that person that wants it to stay, is being experienced. and it's repetitively seeing that someone in the dream is not awakening. There's something beyond that that's waking back up to itself. Like, so you've just got to let it play out, that energy of the you that's wanting it to stay a certain way, the energy of you that wants to do the drugs or doesn't want to do the drugs, and see that there is something so still and so present in which that appears in, and that never leaves, and is never affected and never is stained. And it's just seeing that repetitively. And when the energies of intense seeking come up, just sit them out. Just go to meditate, or to sit on the bed, or sit in your sofa, and just let that energy come up and see that it's not true. Whatever it's saying, whatever the mind says, whatever the feeling says. If it gets super intense, then you can do an emotional release. But if it's not super intense, then just stay with it. Just stay with that feeling, and just let the mind say all what it says. Should I do drugs? Shouldn't I do drugs? And you just stay sitting and see again and again that who you are is never affected, and who you are isn't separate from anything that you see and anything that appears, and that presence is always here no matter what your mind thinks. And then eventually that energy that keeps trying to find something in time, and that keeps believing it is something in time, just begins to dissipate. And then there's a relaxing back into this.
Okay. And is it usually, you'd say you just catch your thoughts and kind of constantly get in the habit of...
Sort of, but also who is it that would catch the thoughts? So it's like you can catch the thoughts, but realize that's another area of the mind. Who you truly are doesn't have the thoughts, catch the thoughts, see the thoughts. It's just, it's seeing without any objective. There is an instantaneous consciousness that's happening that doesn't move. So that one that catches the thoughts is being watched, and the way that you know it's being watched is because it's appearing in the dream. You can see the one that's catching the thoughts. So you can catch the thoughts, and you can catch them and say, that's not true, this isn't true. And you can also sit in the I am, so you could move the attention to that I am presence, but notice all of that's being seen. And who's seeing that? There is not a thing seeing that. Anything that thinks it's seeing something is an abstraction of the mind, is a division of the mind. That's not who you are. Who you are is beyond that. Who you are cannot be looked at, cannot be seen, cannot be grasped onto, but is instantly looking. So wherever you are now, see that everything is instantly appearing. There is consciousness of all things. There's consciousness of my voice, there's consciousness of the computer, there's consciousness of the outside world instantly, and there's no effort that's put into being conscious of that. There is just consciousness of it. Instantly, there's no separation from it, there's no space, there's no time, it just is appearing, and there's not something looking at it, there is simply everything. And then in that appears a mind that says, I got it, I lost it, this is it, this isn't it. And just register, while that person's there, that person can register itself doing that, and just see that it's doing that. But no, none of that is who you are. Who you truly are can't think, can't feel, but yet it produces thoughts and it produces feelings. Who you are is clear of everything, is no thing and everything.
Right. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Totally makes perfect sense. I guess I have a problem of trying to visualize things and trying to visualize the whole idea of being.
Yeah, and who is it that's trying to visualize it? Who are you? Are you that one that's trying to visualize? Are you that one that's having a conversation with itself? Or is there something beyond that? Who's watching all of that? Who's experiencing that? You don't need to visualize this. Visualization is happening inside the dream. Who's the one looking at the dream?
So do you feel it?
Who would feel it? Who are you?
Right.
There simply is it. There simply is wholeness, but it doesn't belong to anyone. Anyone it belongs to is an abstraction and division in the mind. You just are whole. You just are present. That's your nature.
Right, and guess I just have to accept that.
Well, you can accept it or not accept it.
Right.
And then that comes and goes in presence.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And
Oh, with pleasure, Eric. Oh, nice. Thank you for asking a non-duality question. I like answering those sorts of things.
Oh yeah, it's changed everything, I guess, or not.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. And
With pleasure.
Keep doing your thing. And,
Thanks.
and I appreciate you.
Thanks a lot, Eric.
All right.
Bye. I would love to ask for your advice, Lisa. My mind is tricking me into the most surprising ways, tries to bring very deep memories up and takes the attention away from me staying in the isness, and I don't even realize when this happens. I just see it's not true, but it's holding me very strongly, and I find it difficult to take the attention back to this isness, and the attention just turns to frustrating what I know isn't true, but still feel lost in it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know how I could give advice on that. I think it's something we'd need to work through together. Like maybe call on another session or book a one-to-one session, and we can go through it. It's a bit too vague and a bit too broad. Like I have to really get in there and point you back to the feeling. So when there's two different ways in which I can speak. Is the non-dual way about who, and then the other way is looking at what the seeking stuff of what you are trying to avoid. But thanks, guys. That's maybe enough for tonight. I'm a little cold. So thank you very much. I send you lots of love. Bye.